Unfortunately, we have similar dick sizes.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
was
thank
like,
God.
Right.
Ouch.
That is
It
unbelievable.
just makes me clench.
The
when I
human
hear
body
about
is
it.
capable of so many wonderful things. And at what point did you realise that clearly your friends had invited you because they wanted a threesome and they thought this was the best way to kick things off?
I think it's when the wife put her hand on my knee about halfway through.
Saucy secrets.
It's salacious, it's titillating, and boy oh boy is it saucy. Welcome back to Saucy Secrets with sex and dating columnist. I always struggle with the word, of all the words I
know
can't
you
pronounce,
do.
columnist.
We can say dick, we can say cock, we
Can't
can
say
vag.
columnist.
You can't say columnist.
Jana Hocking, welcome back.
Thank you for having me. Show 3, we're off and running. I'm calling it, this will be the wildest show yet.
Yeah.
The first 2 we were warming up. The guests we have today are wild.
I'm very nervous to meet one of them in particular. How do we describe what this man is famous for?
He has a giant schlong.
That's literally as big as that box.
Yes, if you're watching YouTube, I am showing a giant vibrator box. Thank you, Juju.
Yeah, big thank you to the legends as well. And on the show, we will give away, this is the Womanizer Liberty 2, all right? It's tiny, it's discreet, and it's full of naughty surprises. The Womanizer Liberty 2 brings mind-blowing, hands-free orgasms anywhere, anytime. Get yours at joujou.com.au. So, a man with the country's biggest dick. That's on the
Yes,
show a little bit
tick.
later on. Oh, by the way, for those watching on YouTube, can you please like and subscribe, right? Tell your mates, all the pervs in your life, they're going to love this show, all right? So tell them all to watch and listen to Saucy Secrets. But up next, we are going to meet a man who is paying another man to do something with his wife
Yes.
that I would never pay any man to do with my wife at all.
No, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm going in with a lot of judgment, but I feel like he might change my mind. Let's see.
One of our favourite parts about doing this show, Jana, is finding out your saucy secrets. And if you've got one, right, you can let us know through the iHeart app. Grab it and use your mic. But this is exciting because we've got our very first in-studio saucy secret. Shall we step inside the confessional booth?
Step inside. We've got comedian Andrew Hamilton with us today, and I am very excited about this saucy secret. This puts our last saucy secrets to shame.
Yeah.
What was the last one?
The last one was
Feet pics?
feet pics
Okay.
and sleeping with 2 best friends.
Okay, wow.
And then we had like a saucy grandma who had her first threesome.
Good on her.
I know. I was quite excited. But Andrew, welcome to the show. We're so excited to have you here.
No trouble.
Now, before we get to your secret, I have a confession.
Oh.
I have a thing for guys that have been to jail.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not on purpose, but my second boyfriend went to jail twice while we were dating. It was very exciting. I got to
What
go
was
to
he going
court.
to jail for?
He was riding a motorbike without a license or a helmet, and then he did a police chase, which was all very exciting.
Okay, police
And
pursuit, yeah.
yeah, I was at his house as he came zooming in on his motorbike with all this police behind. And
Wow.
as a young girl, my first boyfriend was a police officer. So for my second boyfriend to be going
You've
to
gone
jail.
from both ends of the spectrum there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that sounds a lot more badass than me. I just went to jail for magic mushrooms and LSD.
But you went to some hardcore jails.
Yeah, I was in maximum security at Parklea and Long Bay, and then I got bail after that. But yeah, it's pretty crazy when you're in remand, which is basically unsentenced prison. You're in a melting pot with guys that are in there for murder, and then I'm in there for mushrooms, which guys thought was funny, and then I was in the yard with guys who were in there for driving while disqualified. It was a whole mix of people.
Were you part of a crew inside the jail? Did you identify who you needed to keep you safe the entire time?
Not really. Guys just thought my story was funny, and so I didn't really get picked on.
It's not like the TV. Is that what you're suggesting? It's not like the movies.
Sadly not, no.
I have a question. Is it true that guys have a gay at the gates kind of scenario where
People talk about that. No, it's like
Really?
in most of the yards, guys are pretty homophobic. So like, no one's hooking up with each other. If they are, they're keeping it very, very, very hush.
and
But
they're not holding pockets? then?
no one's holding pockets in the
Oh,
yards.
that's
no.
so sad.
Sorry to
Can't
let
believe
you
it.
down,
Watch, Jana.
Well,
Jana,
I'm
Can't believe
sorry.
it.
Taking that out of my spank bank. Okay, so you've been to jail. That's where you discovered that you were quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
Most comedians get their start, they do the the comedy clubs and they figure out they're funny. You went to jail and was getting some laughs. Is that how you got your start?
I would just kind of be in my cell telling jokes to my cellmates and stuff like that. I wasn't doing them in the yard because if a joke goes south in the yard, it can have some pretty negative consequences pretty quickly. So I just tried it in a safe environment on one guy at a time. And then, when I got out on bail, I was on house arrest and I just started going to open mic comedy nights and I had to bring my mum along to the shows.
Oh, wow.
Because I wasn't allowed out of the house unless I was in the company of my mum.
One of the ankle bracelets? Do you have any of that
I didn't
sort
have
of
an
stuff?
ankle bracelet. They're actually quite expensive. They make you rent them. Like it costs money. So luckily I didn't have to do that.
Wow.
But they did check my house like every night. So I had a curfew as well. And so, here's a little tip for anyone listening. They don't normally check twice. So if the cops come to check, you can go out after that.
The other tip, just follow the laws as well. No, it goes without saying. Be a good boy, be a good girl.
Little tip.
Or not, and slide into my DMs. Okay, so you've got a wild saucy secret.
For me, I don't think it's that saucy. I also I'm a day trader. My wife and I have an arrangement. She has, I would say, a much higher sex drive than me, and I'm also not home a lot. So we talked about it for a while and we came to the arrangement of having a guy that would come in and have sex with her sometimes when I'm not home. So, we talked about it for a while and it was just kind of an idea. And then about 18 months ago, that turned to reality. We met a guy who she got along with and who I felt comfortable enough with. And so we created a financial arrangement where he would sleep with her when she wants to when I'm not home.
Wow. Okay, so can you tell me how this came about? Because I heard and I have a theory on it, but I want your take first. So how did you meet this guy called Diego and how did it happen?
We actually met at a pickleball competition.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
That's when all this stuff's happening, right?
Yeah. So we had this tournament and then the whole club went for drinks afterwards and we got along and my wife Beck was there and they were hitting it off and we were having drinks. And so then I just chatted to Beck and suggested, what about Diego? And she was on board with me floating the idea with him. So we had a chat with him and initially he was a bit kind of hesitant about it. But then we talked about making it kind of a financial arrangement and making it, there was no feelings involved. It was just purely kind of a business thing. And so we thought we'd try it and it worked. And so we just continued to do it from there.
Okay, so when I first heard this story, I thought perhaps you saw the two of them getting along really well and you thought, well, this is inevitable, so I'm going to take control and float it by them first.
I don't think I thought it was inevitable. I think I just thought it was because we'd already talked about the idea of this happening, Beck and I, and we just thought we'd just wait to see if it happened organically that we found the right person. And so when I saw that, I just said to her, what about Diego? And she said, sure, let's just chat to him and see what he thinks. And then it worked out well. I didn't know what he was going to say to the idea because it is pretty out there.
Yeah.
What did he say? And how did you approach that with him? Hey, mate, what are you up to? Free Thursday, want to come sleep with my wife?
Well, he thought I was joking at first, so it took a few more drinks for me to be like, no, we're dead serious.
Yeah.
And then I think the first time Diego went over to the house, I wasn't home, but I think Becca and him just hung out. They didn't even have sex. They just wanted to try and feel comfortable with each other. And then the second time he went over, then they slept together.
And what was it like knowing that there's a guy with your wife at the moment?
Look, for me, people are like, oh, is this a kink thing? Are you being a cuck? I'm like, no, to me, it's like, if I'm not home, to me, look, this is going to sound weird. He's like essentially a surrogate penis. He's there to sleep with my wife when I'm not there because I'm busy, because I do day trading and night trading. Sometimes I'm working for like 24 hours in a row. So when I'm home, of course, I'm sleeping with my wife, right? There's no question of that. But when I'm not home, it just makes sense that there's someone else to kind of fill that space.
Are there
pardon the
rules?
pun. Yeah, there are strict rules. So oral sex, he's allowed to give but not receive.
Okay.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it's got to be safe sex.
Yeah.
Good.
I have to be informed every time that he's coming over.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he's not allowed to be called daddy.
Of all things.
Yeah.
So that's your special
That's my thing.
word.
Yeah.
You
So-
like daddy?
Yeah, so I was like,
I have so many feelings. I've written an article before about
okay.
the word daddy.
Yeah.
I don't get it because to me, daddy is my dad.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it turns me on.
think-
So that was just the other weird rule that I had.
And I have to ask, how much? How much do you pay and how often?
So we pay in cash. I prefer not to talk about the actual specifics of it, but it's basically whenever Beck wants it. So usually I would say it's once a week, maybe sometimes twice, but that's about it.
Once a week. Whoa, that's actually quite a lot.
Is it?
I feel like that's a
Yeah.
lot. That's
Feels like a lot.
yeah. And have you ever, like, I would be worried about catching feelings because I've had situationships or friends with benefits and one person always catches feelings. Are you worried about that?
I don't think so. I mean, this is happening now for about 18 months. And I mean, Beck and I are constantly checking in about the whole thing. And part of the reason I thought Diego was a good fit was because, I mean, it's going to sound, well, I thought I'm still better looking. I still feel like I'm better looking.
Good.
Oh, that's
Good.
important. I
Yeah.
always think about that.
And also,
Yeah.
fortunately, we have similar dick sizes.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
was
thank
like,
God.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we've got Girthmasterr on later today.
Great. He
And
actually follows me on Instagram.
There
We've
you
chatted
go.
before.
He follows
Yeah.
me too. I'm so
Huge
excited.
cock. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't let him sleep with your wife?
Absolutely not. No. Absolutely not.
Because there's a theory that women, when they have an orgasm, there's
Mm.
actually scientifically a chemical that releases that attaches a bond to that man. So that's why I'm always nervous about my friends with benefit situations because if they give me an orgasm, I'm probably going to be a little bit obsessed with them.
Yeah, I think for us, this is just like, this is a means to an end. This is a short-term thing until I feel like we in our marriage are in a strong enough financial position where I can have more free time.
Yeah.
But for now, it makes sense. And yeah, I think we're totally comfortable in our marriage.
And how does she feel with people knowing?
The first time I went on a podcast and talked about this, she was like, what the fuck are you doing? And then there was a news article in some Kenyan news
So
outlet
random.
They love it in
recently.
Kenya.
Yeah.
So now she finds it funny. She's fine with it.
Okay. She sounds like a really cool chick.
Yeah, she's great.
Have you ever been in the room or be a
Yeah.
part of one of these sessions?
No, I mean the whole point. No, if I was in the room, I would just be having
You'd
sex
join
with Beck, right?
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah,
point is
true.
this is when I'm not when I'm busy working.
I kind of find it a little bit sexy. Like there have been guys I've dated where I'm like, yeah, I want to watch you have sex with someone else because I know what it looks like with you on top of me, but I want to see what it looks like.
You know,
With someone else.
phones, cameras, there's ways to see all angles
Well,
if
the
you want
thing
to.
that stops me is that I would end up getting my claws out and be like, okay, stop now.
This is purely a practicality thing. It's like when I'm not around, this is otherwise I would be just doing it myself.
And
Yeah.
is this Diego's job? Is this something that he does for other people as well?
No, when we floated this to him, this was not something he'd ever done before, and so yeah, I don't think he's doing it with
He's
anyone
not an
else.
escort or anything like that. This is just an arrangement between mates.
Well,
No, he's a graphic designer.
so the secret was that you outsource someone to sleep with your wife when you're very, very busy making money. And that man is Diego, who joins us in the
Very
studio
mysterious
now. We're
Diego.
so
Sunglasses on,
excited.
you rock star, you.
I know. I love it.
I
So
didn't know it was going to be video, to be fair.
You look great, mate. Don't worry.
Surprise.
You look wonderful.
now you met Andrew and his wife Beck playing pickleball, which is very in at the moment. And Andrew floated an idea by you. What was it like the first time he asked you to sleep with his wife?
Oh, I mean, he's a comedian. I thought he was joking. Like, I thought it was just like, it was a good match.
Yeah.
And I thought he was just trying to have some banter because, like, I won, But, yeah, but then he just, didn't laugh.
Oh, yeah, he gave you the serious stare.
What did he actually say? Like,
Yeah.
how did he broach it with you?
He just was kind of, I guess, getting to know me a bit, because we just met. And yeah, it was just like, are you in a relationship? Like, he kind of maybe asked some like financial questions, and I knew that he's kind of in finance, so I thought maybe, it was something to do with that. But then he was just like, well, like, I'm very busy, and he started telling me that, like, his kind of, I guess, situation, and then was just like, would you be interested in helping, I guess.
And how long did it take you to go away and think about it?
Oh, I mean, a while. Like, it wasn't like, oh, like now, like,
Couple of days.
Yeah, yeah, because like it's a weird step because like it's not something that I'd done before. But yeah, it just he made it make sense. Like it was only ever pitched as like a practical thing that could help everybody in the situation. because as you said, like I'm in graphic design, like the gig economy, like it's
Yeah.
tough, and to just kind of have a little bit more financial stability.
Fuck you, Canva.
Yeah, man, AI, it's taken our jobs. Not all of them, I guess, but yeah.
And you've been in this situation for 18 months now. Have you caught the feels for Beck?
I mean, I like her, like as a person, I did from the beginning. But yeah, it's I don't know, I can't think of a better word than practical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a service. And have you got a taste for it now where you think this could be a side hustle, something you could offer?
I mean, I guess it's opened my eyes to it. Like it's not something that I ever thought I'd be doing. Like, you know, I'm a little bit trying to be a little bit incognito here because I don't think it's what I want to be known for doing. But yeah, I mean, if I can help someone out again in the future and it works for me, like, you know, I'm single at the moment. Like, I'm sure that'd probably change things.
Yeah,
if
that
I was in a
helps.
relationship, that's a kind of harder conversation to have, I guess.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask. Like, what happens if you do meet someone and you start dating them properly? Would you call time on this, or is it a conversation you would have with the girl?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd have to bring it up, maybe not on like the first date, but
So second date thing?
second-
Hey, so there's this thing.
yeah, you know, I think I just have to assess it, because if the relationship's casual as well, then this doesn't make a difference. And as Andrew said, there are like, you know, rules about, you know, it all being safe and everything. So there's no reason we couldn't.
What was that first meetup like? What's running through your head? Can you walk us through it as best you can?
Like it's awkward.
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, as I said, I'd never done this before, and like I don't think she'd done it before either. So yeah, that first time was just mainly kind of getting to know each other. Like, you're going to another man's house, like, but yeah, I think it becomes kind of, you know, a bit routine. Like, but in, you know, not in a bad way. It's just that like that first time it's a bit awkward. Then you understand like why you're there. Like as Andrew said, like, you know, she has a high sexual appetite, and that's why I'm there. Like, it's not to, you know, be anything other than that.
And what's the aftercare like? And I only learnt what aftercare means the other
Aftercare?
day. I know it's this new thing that everyone's
Cuddling?
talking
Is
about.
that
That's basically what it is. So it's like after you have sex, do you go thank you so much and leave, or is there like half an hour of cuddling and chatting, or how does it work after you've done the deed?
Like, I mean, I'm not rushing out the door. Like, it's not.
Good.
it's
Okay,
not-
bye. See ya.
Good.
Door slams.
It's not like, sorry, do you have the like money? Like, you know, it's not cash in hand work, but like, yeah, just you know, we finished, like we clean up, I guess. Like, you know, sometimes just have a coffee, just catch up, and then off I go.
So would you say you're all friends now?
I wouldn't say we're friends, but acquaintance. What are we? I don't know.
I guess like what, we're in the same like pickleball league. Like, that's, you know, kind of a sometimes a twice a month thing. But like, yeah, but let me put it this way. Like, if I had like a problem, I wouldn't call Andrew or Beck.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
that I think that would probably make it weird.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm kind of getting paid for.
Yeah, I think for us, we still wanted there to be some kind of separation.
Yeah.
So this doesn't get too close.
And have you ever, Andrew, asked Beck, like, is there something that Diego does that you would like
debrief.
me to do? Is he better than me? Because I would be comparing the whole time.
No, I don't think there's anything like that where I've felt insecure. In fact, the only thing I've been jealous about with Diego is his backhand in pickleball. He's better than me, but
It's a good backhand. Like, you know.
Do you find you're more competitive now?
I think we're both pretty competitive with pickleball.
yeah.
It's fun. Yeah, I guess we kind of leave it on the court, if anything.
But no, I haven't really had that conversation. I guess maybe part of me doesn't want to know, so I haven't asked
good.
it, but I'm not sure.
Have I put it in your brain now? And
Maybe.
yeah, the next time you have sex,
Sorry.
you're going to be like,
Sorry.
What are you trying to do me out of work? Like,
do you know
come on.
what? Maybe Beck is the real winner here because she gets to experience. There's so many women, and women never talk about this enough, but we get bored. We do get bored with the same jackhammering and same moves, or a lot of men tend to, you know, once you've had sex for quite a while, it's just a bit of a, do you wanna? Yeah, okay, bit of a grunt, and then it's done. This keeps things fresh and exciting. I think
Variety
you
is the
might
spice
be.
of life.
Yeah. And do you find that you try harder now?
I think that if anything, it has brought us a little bit closer.
Mm-hmm.
I think we when we are together, we value it as much as possible. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we're in a good place.
Wow. Do you know what? At the start of this conversation, I was thinking, no, absolutely not. This is a terrible idea. But
It
the
does
more
seem
I
so
think about it,
normal-ish in a weird kind of
Yeah.
way.
it maybe so many people get the 7-year itch.
Yeah, by the way, stay away from my wife, Diego. You're not coming anywhere near my place, just so we're clear.
We're going to have a warning. Have you seen this man? Or suburbs.
If nothing else, this is also giving you some great gear for the stand-up routine, surely, right?
Yes.
You on tour?
Yeah.
Can we see you talk about this somewhere soon?
Well, I am working on a new show. It's not quite ready yet, but yes, I'm sure some of this. I mean, the funniest things come from your life, right? So
Nora Ephron says it's all copy. It's all copy.
Well, I mean, as always with this show, it's educational. I feel like I've learned something.
So much. And it's not a hard no for the future. For me now.
Andrew, Diego, thank you so much for coming in and being so open and honest with us.
No trouble.
No,
guys.
and
thank
good
you for
luck
having me.
with the future and what it holds.
Yeah.
May this turn into a huge business for you and you become the next, I don't know, Elon Musk or something like that.
Girthmasterr.
Or maybe you're the Elon Musk because
you sound like
you're the
you
entrepreneur.
weren't sure whether to wish us good luck.
Good luck. And look, if you've heard this and gone, I got a saucy secret, I can top this absolutely. Open the iHeart app. There's a microphone feature there. Give us your saucy secret, guys. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks so
My
much.
pleasure.
So Girthmasterr first came to my attention when he started following me on Instagram. And with a name like Girthmasterr, I'm not going to click on his profile. And I was shocked. This guy is a massive deal. He's one of the biggest names in porn. He's an OnlyFans creator. He's in the top 1%. And he is a man from down under. He's big in Brizzy. So instantly I knew we had to get him on the show. Welcome to the show, Girthmasterr. We are so excited to have you on. When I teased it on Instagram, I said our next guest is big in all sense of the word. You'll never guess who it was. Everyone guessed who it was. But you are joining us on the show today to tell us your saucy secret. What could it be?
Thanks for having me, guys. My saucy secret is that I have a giant penis, 8 inches long and 7 inches around.
Can you say that again? Because I was accidentally laughing, but exactly how big is it?
8 inches long and 7 inches around.
Now, to help people visualize
I'm
that,
trying to visualize it right now with my hands.
it's
That
a
sounds worse than it's meant
Frank Green water bottle. Like, you know, those big aluminium ones?
to. Wow.
He's walking around. He's basically a tripod.
Wow.
Congratulations. Round of applause.
Thank you,
When
thank you.
did you realize that yours was bigger than the average?
It was in high school, like group shower setting. A few of the boys saw it, and then one of them like ran out, told the guys outside to come and get a look, and everyone kind of had a peek, and I got known for it.
And so how did you lose your virginity? Like,
Oh, it
Did
was
you have to-
schoolies actually.
okay, so a lot of
Of
liquor.
course.
Okay.
A lot of liquor. And what is the first reaction when you unzip your pants?
Back before I was like recognizable, it was my favorite thing to like surprise a chick with, like when I get it out and they like, it's kind of like if you've seen The Ring when the chick walks backwards up the wall. I get that reaction a few times.
Have you had women instantly just go, I'm so sorry, I just can't. It's just too big?
Yeah, it's happened a couple of times, or like we've tried and it just doesn't fit.
I had a problem
Okay,
with
that's
that.
my 2 questions gone.
Sorry.
Literally, that's what I was going to ask. He's done it all for us already.
The only reason I ask is because the second guy I ever slept with was this big football player, and he was really like big in all sense of the word. And the first time he unzipped his pants, I was like, oh God, I had to do breathing exercises to even contemplate doing it. And he was about half the size of you. And I did listen to a podcast you were on, and you said that it's actually easier for women to take it up the butt than it is vaginally. Is that true?
If they have experience taking things in the butt, yeah, they prefer to take it anally than in the vagina. It's just more stretchy, I guess. I haven't done a lot of anal, but some girls won't take it in the vag. They just strictly anal. They won't even try.
So how do you prep for, so a girl says, all right, yeah, let's have sex. They do their namastes, their woosahs. How do you prep for the sex?
how do I prep for it, like to get them ready? I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
it comes down to like making them comfortable, foreplay, having them like relaxed and, just feeling good and feeling calm. That's like the most important part to helping it fit. Because
And
it's,
lube.
yeah, lube definitely is important. Don't be shy of lube. Everyone needs some. But yeah, it's, very rarely does it actually not fit when they try. Some women have
Mm-hmm.
PCOS and some women just have
Mm-hmm.
small vaginas. It is what it is, but it almost always fits. I can count on one hand the amount of times it hasn't fit.
So would you say foreplay is super, super important?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah.
So let's go back to how this all began. How does it go from I'm in the showers at school and everyone realizes in that moment I've got a massive dick to I'm now one of the biggest adult stars on the planet? How do you end up walking that path?
Well, I was always like a digital exhibitionist. I'm posting pictures to Reddit and Twitter and Tumblr and wherever else. And I just kind of post it for a few weeks and then delete the account. And then one day I made an account. It got a lot of traction, and a friend told me how much money they made on OnlyFans. I'd never really thought about it before. So I made a page expecting to get a little beer money or rent money out of it. And then it just kind of snowballed, Someone hit me up to shoot. So I made a video. It got popular. People overseas started hitting me up. So I started working with people overseas, and here I am now.
And when you say you created an account, it was what, just dick pics on the internet, basically?
Yeah, just posting dick pics on the internet.
Were you showing your head at the start? Because surely you had a day job.
Yeah, no, I never showed my face. I showed my face once when I was like much younger, and I ended up getting like sextorted. Like this guy found my Facebook, and I got like catfish basically. So I freaked out, and I'm like, I'm never going to show my face and my dick in the same picture ever again. And then, I was a year into my career. I was doing it full time. I was pretty successful at that point. So I had no other reason to hide it. I told my family I'd quit my day job. And, I wanted to put as much skin in the game as everybody else doing porn. And the women are
Full
showing their
skin in the
face. Why
game.
am I hiding mine? And,
Yeah.
it's only been good for business.
And it blew up. And so I heard that you went viral off one of those random stop in the street interviews from someone that was just stopped you in the street and asked you what kind of job you have and how much money you made. Tell us about
Yeah,
that.
it was. So it's an app called Get Ahead. I'd seen them on TikTok and Instagram before, and they just, what do you do and how much money do you make is their format. And I was literally running errands on Queen Street in Brisbane. I was picking up my suit for the Pornhub Awards, actually. And I saw them and I didn't want to bug them, but I was kind of like, oh, I might as well. It's good for business. And a random guy in Germany reposted the video, and it got 300 million views in like 3 days. Cardi B retweeted it. Rolling Stone wrote like a massive article about me after the interview. It was an insane like media frenzy all around me. It was nothing I'd ever seen before.
That's wild. And I heard Rolling Stone called you the internet's boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
Mhm.
So what happened with your engagement after that all went viral? Like, how much more money did you end up making?
I mean, it definitely spiked a lot. The way I look at it, like when you look at your earnings chart, it's in a graph. It's kind of like a roller coaster. Like it'll peak and then it'll drop back down. But I've been fortunate enough. I've had a few peaks over the years, but I've been fortunate that, the troughs are always a little higher than the last time. So, it's great having that big spike in income and then it settles down to a, more realistic amount and, you just keep going.
So how much would you be on average on a month at the moment?
Oh, I can't say on average, but I don't know. I feel like a bit of a loser talking about income too much and everything, but I want a very comfortable amount. I'm like fortunate enough that I've made enough money. I bought my mum a house late last year.
Aw.
Hopefully get myself one in a year or two. I live very comfortably. I've got a very nice apartment here in Hollywood. Can't complain.
And are you dating? Like, how do you date with that thing between your legs? And two, how do women feel going on a date with you knowing what your job is?
I mean, I do date for sure. I generally like go on dates with, women in the industry or like they're at least adjacent, they're familiar with it. Because I imagine it'd be a lot of a shock, like a huge shock if you're a regular civilian trying to date, a porn star. But I mean, it does a lot of the legwork for me. They already know who I am. They know a lot about me. We can just get together, have a great time. At the moment, I move around a lot. I'm not really looking to date like seriously long term at the moment. I'm like looking to settle down, so to speak. But I'm just having fun, being single in Hollywood.
So I posted you on my Instagram yesterday and said, we're chatting to Girthmasterr tomorrow. Ask us any questions. And you reposted it. And you did give me a little bit of a heads up that you're going to have a lot of gay guys asking you if you can send them videos, if you can start doing like some gay porn. And I was like, oh, okay, we'll see. Oh my God. I had so many gay guys slide into my DMs desperate for you to do a gay video. Is it on the cards? Because your gay audience is strong.
I know the gay guys are desperate for me to join their side. It's not on the cards for me at all. Like, I'm fortunate enough that like I can just kind of do what I enjoy doing in the porn industry. You know, there's a whole side of gay porn which is gay for pay, like straight guys doing gay porn. You know, I feel very fortunate. I've never had to dabble in that world. I can just do what I enjoy. But I do have like a whole solo page of just myself, like no women in the page. Like it's a separate OnlyFans of just me. That's pretty popular with the gay fans. And strangely enough, a lot of women are really into that as well. So, you know, that tickles their fancy. They can watch that.
I don't know why. That's crazy. I definitely haven't watched that on repeat. So you also said, I found a really interesting statistic. I think it was something like your audience is 70% men, and a lot of them say they're straight, but they're looking at your porn regularly. I found that interesting. I thought it'd be more women. Do you think a lot of men are more fluid than they admit to?
Definitely, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think these days it's probably more like 50-50 men and women on my page since I started using TikTok a lot more. But there's a lot of like straight guys on my page that, you know, they'll subscribe and send me a message like, hey man, you know, I'm straight, I'm married, but you know, I can't stop thinking about sucking your dick. And I'm like no judgment at all, you know, my page is a safe space, say what you want. But I think it's definitely more, maybe it's skewed because of the, you know, industry I'm in, but there's definitely a lot more kind of guys on the spectrum than would admit it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
This might be a really left field question because everyone's got a celebrity crush. Everyone's got a hall pass. Who is Girthmasterrs?
Yeah.
Anyone on planet Earth? You've obviously slept with a lot of people. Who is the dream? Who is the Mount Rushmore? Who's your celebrity crush / hall pass?
I mean, my classic all time got to be Angelina Jolie. But lately I've been getting into Iggy Azalea.
Oh, well, that's possible.
Hello.
Isn't she on OnlyFans?
She has a page. I don't know what she does on there, but she has a page.
That would break the
Wouldn't
internet.
it? Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Now, when we said that you were coming on the show, naturally, our inbox was flooded. Everyone wants to ask questions about you and, most importantly, about your cock. Again, how big is it? How big is it?
It's 8 inches long and 7 inches around.
Ouch.
That is
It
unbelievable.
just makes me clench.
The
when I
human
hear
body
about
is
it.
capable of so many wonderful things, isn't it?
I'm shocked. Yeah, I've worked with
Bravo.
some girls who are like 4'9". Like they are tiny.
Where does it
Somehow they
go?
can still
Honestly.
beats me past their belly button, I guess.
Have you ever encountered a bigger dick than yours?
Yeah. Are you worried about that?
I mean, there's a guy out there called Dredd, and he is like, he's my height down to his knee. The man is enormous. I think he has me beat. You know, if you believe what the people in my comments say, you know, half the guys out there are bigger than me. But there's not too many on the internet.
Exactly.
I always tell them, swap
Prove
it
it.
out, prove it.
Show me those pictures. I want to know. So I also heard we will get to the questions, but there was something you said in another interview that had me fascinated. You said that Twitter is basically the LinkedIn for porn stars. Is that,
Yeah.
do you know, I didn't even know that you can watch porn on Twitter. But of course, you know, for research purposes, I did go on and have a look at yours. Oh my God. It's wild.
Is that just
true?
because Twitter's, like, is it unchecked? You can post pretty much whatever you want?
I didn't know you could put things besides porn on Twitter. What are you guys looking at? No, yeah, there's no like adult restrictions on Twitter. You can post whatever you want. So in a way, it's kind of a portfolio of our work. You know, for me, it's, you know, I hold the camera, I do like the angles and lighting and, you know, set and everything like that. So when I post my clips on there, women that I want to work with can look at my page and, you know, see if they like my style and if they want to be shot like that and send me a message. So it's like the best way to connect, you know, people in the adult industry.
And is that how a lot of your videos come about? Do people see these videos and literally slide into your DMs and go, "Hey, can we film an episode together?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, either us, like I message them or they message me, and we, figure a time that works when we're in the same city.
Wow. Okay, so we did have my DMs blew up yesterday when I asked people for their questions, and I thought I had thought of every question under the sun, but I had not. So let's get to a couple of them. The first one, which was the most popular one, was who is your favorite OnlyFans creator to collaborate with?
She doesn't do it as much anymore, but me and like your friend Blue Eyed Kayla Jade have shot like a bunch together back in the day. Angela White's great to work with. I'm fortunate that like most everyone I've worked with has been like really amazing, to work with. And I'll probably work with them again. Sometimes I have, 2, 3, 4 times.
Has there ever been, an instance where it didn't go so well? Obviously, you don't need to name names or whatever, but where either there just was no chemistry or something's gone wrong?
Nothing too crazy. Sometimes, like not like pretty rarely, but sometimes, someone comes over to shoot and there's not that like spark there. The chemistry isn't there. Yeah. But it's still fine. We're professionals. We know what we're doing. And, you make a movie and, the fans can't really tell. Yep. But the spark, the chemistry doesn't have to be there. A lot of the people in the industry are in relationships, all kinds of things that you don't know about. Maybe they've got something going on. But like being able to perform is, a big part of being successful in the industry.
Another person asked, what prep goes into filming an OnlyFans video? Like, do you have to drink a lot of pineapple juice? Are you moisturizing your toddler daily? Like, how do you prep for something? Because they go for hours.
No, I mean, a lot. Like, filming the video, so the good thing with OnlyFans versus like a studio shoot, and I've done like a bunch of shoots for Brazzers now, and like Brazzers is a lot of fun. You have the director, sound guy, light guy, there could be half dozen people on set as you're performing. And that's really good because the thought's taken out of it for you. And whereas when you're doing OnlyFans content, that's all on, the people filming it. So it's up to me to have the camera ready, spare batteries, spare memory cards, how's the lighting in the apartment, like everything like that. And like as far as like personally, like have a good breakfast, make sure your nails are trimmed, brush your teeth, stuff like that. It's all pretty basic, but you'd be surprised some people forget.
Another person wanted to know, how do you get condoms made?
Oh, good question.
Big, like
good question.
Like, do they break? How do you use a condom?
I mean, there's a brand of condoms called My Size that make up to 72 millimeters, and like you can buy them on Amazon or like a few other stores online, and like they fit me comfortably. So like I've said this before on TikTok, if you're ever with a guy and he says that he's too big for condoms, show him a picture of my dick and tell him he's lying.
Yes! Oh my God, you're doing God's work. You're legit. I'm going to use that because it is an arm wrestle to get guys to wear condoms these days.
They just haven't looked hard enough. I found them because I wanted condoms. I'm not trying to catch something or, they're out there. Just gotta look for them.
Oh my God. Have you been tempted to create your own? I think you could make a lot of money from this.
I don't think there's a big market for it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's also true. Yeah,
well, just you
I'll call them My Size, and
sense.
they're actually like, I don't know, half the size.
Only your size.
Ultra massive condoms, and they're just medium.
Normal. Yeah.
Oh my God, imagine if a guy came over and was trying to impress you and he's like, yeah, I use the Girthmasters, and then it just falls off. You're like, that's embarrassing. What was another question? Have you ever been hit up for a threesome and then the guy has seen your penis and been like,
nope.
Never happened. No, I mean, I've been hit up by plenty of couples, but it's usually because of the penis. Like they want to see their wife.
Really? Oh yeah, so it's more of a cuckold situation. They're not. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be up next to you. Is it true you're on Hinge? And I already know the answer because my friend came across you on Hinge.
Yes, I am on Hinge.
My friend said she saw you and like she wanted to swipe right, but she was too scared.
I get a lot of like, is this who I think it is? Or like, massive fan of your work.
That's hilarious. What was it like telling your mum the first time that you were on OnlyFans?
So the way I told mom was like over stages. Because at the time I'd had to borrow like some money off my mom. I was like moving countries, like life was kind of crazy for me. So I borrowed like a few $1,000s off mom, and I had like a payment plan for like 2 years to pay her back however much a week. And, I started making OnlyFans money. So I sent mom just like the lump sum, gave it all back to her. I was like, hey, Ma, good news, bad news. I paid you back everything I owe you. The bad news is how I got it. And I told her that I had an online business in the adult industry. And she was like a little unsure, but, she's supportive and whatever. But I didn't want to tell her what it was because, I didn't know what she'd say. And then it was after I'd quit my day job, like as soon as I quit my day job, I told my sisters and my mom, like, hey, I'm doing OnlyFans now. But they've all been so supportive and so happy for me. So it's great.
And do you think it's different for men and women? Like, I feel like if I went home
Definitely.
and said, I'm doing OnlyFans, I'd be booted from the house. Do you see in the industry women getting treated completely different to men?
Absolutely. Like I learned recently, like there's a guy I was talking to and he'd been disowned by his family for it. And that was kind of like a anomaly that I haven't really heard of that before that much. But as far as women go, like it's a very common thread in the industry that, they've told their family and their family have stopped talking to them, cut them off, kicked them out, that kind of thing. So unfortunately, there is like a pretty big double standard. And like I've, seen it with my own eyes when I've told someone that I do OnlyFans and they're like, oh, it's amazing. Like, you're living every guy's dream. And then their daughter will say like, I've thought about that. And they're like, don't you dare.
Absolutely not.
I'll disown you if you're not paying for your college.
Now, I'm assuming that when it comes to filming a scene, the aim of the game is for the scene to go longer than 45 seconds, for example. How do you make sure that the scene goes the full length and you don't reach the finish? It becomes a sprint as opposed to a marathon.
Because you are sleeping with the hottest
I
women.
can't lie. Sometimes as soon as I put it in, I know I'm in trouble. Like there's no fire way to last longer.
Go
But
put it in the
it's
fridge
about,
and cool everything
learning-
down for a second.
Yeah, but it's about like learning your body as well. Like, I'll rub one out the day before so that I'm regular. Drink plenty of water, stay healthy, just like be on top of how your body works. And I'm sure there's like more to it than that, but for me that tends to be what helps me perform most consistently is staying healthy,
that's
staying
what
regular.
A lot of women do that on purpose. So if they know their man's going out that night for a boys' night, they purposely sleep with them before they go out so they know that they can't get it up again.
And I guess it makes sense, right? Like any athlete in any field has to make sure, if you're a weightlifter, you're practicing lifting weights before a competition. If you know you're going to be doing this, well, obviously you're going to want to make sure why am I doing that on camera? I've got to stop doing this on camera. This is on YouTube, by the way. I guess, like you say, you've got to rub one out beforehand so you kind of fit and ready to rock.
See?
Yeah, no, I don't do it right before. I do it like the day before. If I do it right before, the only thing worse than coming too quick is having problems getting it up because then, it's a really I laugh every time because there's something really funny about, I'm sitting next to like a gorgeous woman in lingerie wanting to have sex with me and I'm like jerking off a semi-hard dick. Like, come on, buddy, please. Like, I can't. I have to laugh every time I do that. Sorry?
What is your life? I just love that your inner 14-year-old would be like, all my dreams have come true and I can't, I'm exhausted. So a lot of men reached out and they all, of course, think that, they want to do it. It's their dream job. So a lot of men asked, what are some tips for making a sex tape that actually looks good? Because I've tried to make a sex tape before and it was a disaster.
I mean, the number one thing is lighting. Like if you can have the best camera in the world, if the lighting isn't good enough, it'll come out grainy and jumpy. So lighting you can make an amazing porno on an iPhone if you have the right lighting. So invest in lighting first, then get a better camera when you know how to use it and you kind of got your angles right. Angles are an important thing. Watch other porn. I say focus on the porn that you watch yourself because that's what you're most familiar with, and copy that style in a way. And then post it on the platforms that you watch porn on because you're already used to that community, like how they post, how they talk and everything like that. And then, it's all marketing after that. Make a Twitter, make a Reddit, post your porn there, get it out there. That's your LinkedIn, you build your portfolio. And if you consistently make the women in the porn look good, more people will reach out to film with you. Yeah, it's kind of annoying when I get DMs every day from guys that are like, I'd love to do what you do, man. Like, how do I do it? And they've never posted a dick pic or their dick pic it's in bed with the dirty laundry in the corner or they're on the toilet.
Oh my God. I
put
talk about
effort
this
in.
all the time.
If you can't make yourself look good, there's no way a woman's going to trust you to make her look good. So You know, make yourself look good, make your profile on Twitter, get yourself out there.
Well, I had a rant the other day because I get sent a lot of dick pics. No, I'm not asking for them. Men just, for some reason,
I
want to
can
show me
relate.
their dicks. Yeah, we're on the same page. Can you please give men advice? Because like you said, men take the worst dick pics and it's
Yeah.
not sexy at all. They have the dirty clothes on the ground, or they take
Yeah.
it from a really aggressive angle, like from down below, and it's like 80% balls and 20% tip. Like, what is your advice to men for
mean,
taking a good dick pic?
Get out of bed, get off the toilet, find a good angle. Don't have it just a close up of your dick and balls. Like,
Yes.
get the laundry out of the corner. Like, maybe find a mirror or set the phone up on the table or something. You know, you can put a timer on the picture, and then kind of, you know, get some good lighting. If you can get in full direct light, that looks good usually. Just play around with different angles. Look at other dick pics. There's no
Yes.
shortage on the internet. Go on Twitter and see what someone else did, and then think, oh, that, you know, that direction looks good, and copy that.
There you go. There's another potential side hustle. You could do like a dick pic coaching clinic. There you go. When you can do nights where you bring them all into a room and you show them exactly what to do. We're just here to make more ways for you to get rich. That's
I
that's
know.
the service we're providing.
I can
Well,
teach
I
the
did that
diploma in dick pics.
yesterday. I sent a sexy pic yesterday, and I was like, my brain span was done. I was tired, and I literally Googled sexy pictures to see what other women.
It's like you're a
were sending.
14-year-old on the internet for the first time. Oh, where's mum? Sexy pictures. No one walk in.
No, I meant sexy sexed pictures.
Oh, okay, right.
I wanted to see what other girls send. I needed some inspiration, so men should do the same thing. And do you know what else? Trim your pubes. It's a jungle down there. Don't you think? I think the pubes need to be sorted.
Although the
Well,
bush is
thank
making
you
a
so-
comeback these days.
Okay, how do you feel about a woman's bush? Because I say wax, shave, laser it all off. Are you into pubes?
When it's got to be like manicured, you know what I mean? Like, keep it
Yeah.
neat,
Neat.
you know, shaped, washed, clean, and everything like that, and it's fine. I don't mind a bush at all. It's kind of like whatever they want, you know. I'm not going to tell them what to do with their pubes, but yeah, I don't mind a little bit of bush. I think most
God,
girls I
you-
work with these days have bush, at least like above the vagina. It's there.
Vintage is in, mate.
I
Vintage is
lasered.
absolutely in. Come
There's a lot
on.
of girls that have
It's not
lasered it off,
coming
regret
back.
it.
Well, now I'm.
There you go.
regretting it.
You've gone completely wrong. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. What's next in the diary for you and your massive dick?
I've just signed an exclusive contract with Brazzers, and they're like the big porn company.
wow.
And an exclusive contract means that I like only shoot pro scenes for them, and they're, you know, the best company to sign with. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's guys. The other guys on their exclusive contract list is like Johnny Sins and Kieran Lee and Danny D and those kind of guys. So kind of joined the ranks of some of the big names in the industry. So I'm focusing now on, I'm still making my own content and focusing on, you know, giving them my best performances and hopefully making some classic movies. There's been some really fun like scripts and sets and stuff so far. So I'm looking forward to what's next with them.
Well, we thank you for bringing you and your massive penis on Saucy Secrets. It has been enlightening and eye-opening, and we wish you nothing but the very best in the future.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
For those that don't realise, you're fresh back in the country after a stint in Paris.
I did. I went to Paris for the summer. I put all my things in storage and off I chuffed for a summer of romance. And there was a lot of rosé consumed. There was a lot of French champagne. I was in heaven. And you know when you go out with a group of friends and you're in a bit of a naughty mood and you think, well, let's all go to the strippers. And you have
Bit of a laugh.
a bit of a laugh. You end up
Yeah.
at the strippers, you throw some queens their way, and it's a bit of a giggle. Well, the French take it one step further. You don't go to a strippers, you go to a sex show, which is exactly where I found myself on my third night in Paris.
Oh, good. So you started with a bang, literally.
Literally started with a bang. So I was with a group of Aussies because it felt like half of Australia was over there in July. And we'd had a few drinks, and this couple who I'm new friends with, we weren't super close, but we'd had about 2 bottles of rosé. And I said, oh, what are you guys doing tonight? And they're like, we're going to a sex show. Do you want to come with us?
And I'm assuming, like, obviously a strip show is that it's just people getting nude and dancing on stage. A sex show's a...
It's
a
exactly
sex
what the title
show?
says. Yeah.
Okay.
And I knew it would be great content. I was a little bit sus that they were comfortable with me going with them. But I thought, okay, so we jumped on Lime bikes and we're pedaling along, but then all of a sudden we had to stop because Notre Dame was in front of us. So we stopped and took a few pictures of us on our Lime bikes in front of Notre Dame. And then we hopped back on and went to the sex show. It was a wobbly ride, but we made it. We paid €50, which is 100 Australian dollars.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of
decent
money.
cover charge.
I want to see some penis. I want to see some vagina. I want to see some insertion. And that's exactly what I got.
Where was this sex show? What type of building were you entering into?
It was the classiest sex show. Well, I've only been to one and it's this one, but it was very, very classy. So it's in this beautiful old building. It's from the 1700s. And you walk down this red velvet staircase into this like mini theatre. And I thought it would be kind of creepy old men leering. But there were more women than men. Like, it was a lot of couples. There were beautiful velvet lounges. But as soon as I walked in, there was an audience member who had been pulled up onto stage, and he was tied up, and a woman who was completely naked was whipping him. And I thought, great.
This is what I signed up for.
That €50 just paid for itself. And it's just beautiful. It's like burlesque, but with sex. So they do a few songs and dances and they start fully clothed and then they get naked. Mm-hmm. And then it turns into a soap opera. So the soap opera we watched was two women. One was the housemaid. One was the rich homeowner.
And you're just there for the plot, obviously, just there for the plot.
I love to support the arts.
Yes.
I love to support the arts. And then it just turned into this full-blown lesbian sex show. So the housewife is desperate to sleep with the maid. The maid keeps saying no. And then she offers her a raise. And then the maid goes to town on her and you see a lot of oral sex. And then the lights come up and we all clap.
How many people were in the audience? Like, is this a big amphitheatre or is it just like 20 people all sort of just crowded around watching?
It was like, it was about 20 people and it's just couples and everyone's really quiet. They take your phones off you, so there's no filming. There's a dress code, so you have to be dressed in like nice clothes. No prostitutes allowed because apparently a lot of prostitutes come and then when the men all get horny because they've just seen a sex show.
Looking at it as a good way to get some new business and pick up some new clients.
They're savvy. They're really savvy. So they'll kind of suss you out when you walk in. They suss out what you're wearing. They take your phones off you. Friends of mine who had been before, they will actually ask you, are you a prostitute?
Wow. Not backwards and coming forwards, the French, are they?
No, I was I was flattered but a little bit offended that they didn't ask because I like to think I'd at least be a high-class escort.
I'm assuming a normal person would go to something like this and maybe be a little bit turned on, but the life that you live and all of the things that you do, did you find this experience remotely arousing or was it, oh yeah, cool, more people having sex in front of me, whatever?
Yeah, I didn't feel turned on at
You're
all.
so desensitized, aren't you?
No, I'm so... And I thought it would be like a lot of horny guys kind of leering, but everyone was so respectful.
And at what point did you realise that clearly your friends had invited you because they wanted a threesome and they thought this was the best way to kick things off?
I think it's when the wife put her hand on my knee about halfway through.
This is the guest that I've been looking forward to being on the show from the moment I looked at the run sheet for tonight.
Yes, forgive me, Father, for I have
No,
sinned.
I mean producer Taylor. Yay!
I totally forgot you were here because I was so mesmerised by who we're about to talk about.
Are you suggesting that she's a
Producer
gettable?
Taylor.
I am.
So, practically
not.
wallpaper.
No, we have producer Taylor on because I can't be the only girl thirsting over this upcoming person we're about to chat about.
Yeah.
So I want your reaction as well.
You feeling loved? You feeling needed? You feeling a part of the team?
It's nice to be on this side of the show for one.
Completely forgotten about,
Normally
apparently.
I'm in the dark,
Yeah.
so this is nice.
Step into the light, my child.
I did. Nice segue. Yep. Because last night I spent far too many hours on a deep dive, pure research for the show, looking at a priest called Father Jordan.
Okay.
And he has got women everywhere afluster. And all he did, this poor guy, so he's a priest, he was trying to bring, new members of his local British neighborhood.
Trying to
into
grow the
church.
congregation.
Literally trying to grow the congregation. And so he posted this really sweet little TikTok video saying, hi, I'm Father Jordan. Like, I would love you to come join me at church. And women lost their mind. The internet shut down because he is so hot.
So just everyone thirsting over this priest.
He has this big, thick, luscious beard, these kind eyes. And listen, let me show you the video because it speaks for itself.
Hello, I'm Father Jordan and I'm delighted to be the new vicar here at St Edward the Confessor in Romford. Come and say hello. We gather here regularly throughout the week and, of course, on Sundays. Even if you haven't been for a while, we'd love to see you again. But this is just me saying hi to you. If you follow us on Facebook or on any of our social media, a welcome from me. God bless.
So that video has had 1.4 million views.
Wow.
It's had 90,000 likes, and it's just middle-aged women treating him like a piece of meat.
I don't want to downplay the sexiness of Father Jordan, but like if he was a regular human, a plumber, a football player, a school teacher, would he be as hot, or is it because he's a priest and there's something a little mysterious about that ups the hotness?
Like, you do make a good point, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the innocence of him in that video that is playing to a lot of women.
And it's because we can't have him.
Yeah.
That we want him.
Yeah.
Because it's taboo to want to have sex with a priest.
Are priests allowed? Don't they?
Okay, so I also looked into this.
Of course he did. Of course he did. And slid into his DMs
Why
conveniently.
did you look into this?
I may or may not have
Father
slid
Jordan,
into
you
his
up?
DMs. Literally and metaphorically. I can get on British time. He's taboo because okay, so no, a vicar can have sex. A priest can't. He's a vicar. But I think he can only have sex once he got married.
Is a vicar like a version of Christianity? Is it Anglican or is it Catholic? Or
Yeah.
Taylor's the resident.
She's
Yeah.
Catholic.
Expert.
So
I am
you tell
Catholic,
us.
but yes, he's not Catholic. So in my religion, priests can't get married.
Okay.
But in his religion, he can. He is married. I believe he has a wife.
Right.
Yeah,
Well.
that
So-
poor woman.
People are thirsty because they think there's a chance. There's a
Do you
chance.
know what? I would be so chuffed if my husband became like women's wet dream overnight.
Yes.
I'd be like, fuck, I'm doing really well.
See, you're a lot more mature than I am, because if that was my husband, I'd be on the comments going, keep out of it, Sue.
Just on these comments, by the way.
Can you read some out? Because I have a theory that women are way thirstier than men, and
Oh,
I think this proves
If
it.
this was a
nun.
female member of, if it was a nun, for example, and blokes were writing these things, cancelled. Switch off the internet, call the cops.
But how many nuns now are going, am I hot enough? Should I start a TikTok?
Yes. And let's keep in mind that the video is so completely innocent. Like
So innocent. It's
he's
him
not
in front of a church.
playing up to his handsomeness or anything. He's just introducing himself. Hi, I would love to see you at church. So this is what some of the middle-aged women are writing. Not my husband wondering while I'm listening to a religious sermon on repeat. Of course, goes with that saying, just watching that on repeat. Are you on OnlyFans? See, I think that's quite clever.
I mean, that's cute.
That's quite clever. So do I confess or create my sins with him?
Yeah. I know what I'd like to do. Keep going.
Keep going, Father. Please don't stop.
Oh, my God.
That was me. I'm not going to lie.
At Jana. Okay. 50 Shades of Prey. Well done.
Nice.
Well done. See, women are
That's
clever
good
with
stuff.
our thirstiness.
It's all classy
Yeah.
still. It's all above board.
Yeah.
Come to our house, Father. I need some religion in my life. Get your mind out of the gutter. The minute I said come, you started laughing.
That went in hot.
Yeah. Okay, this one. I need to get wet and be baptised by you. It's a play on words.
It
It's not-
is.
yeah.
I feel like they just went straight to the point, though. There's no tongue in cheek in that one.
No.
Could be, though, depending on how it goes. Yes, Daddy. Oh, wait, I mean Father.
I like that one.
See, I don't know how I feel about Daddy. Daddy to me will always be my dad. No, I don't like it.
Your priest?
You've just ripped all of the sexiness out of this segment, haven't you?
Keep going.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned all over this video.
Oh,
Yeah, she squirted.
Oh.
She squirted for sure.
come on.
It's bad
Cough
if
it up.
MC can't
I don't
read
even know if this is clever. I can't. I'm trying to find the pun in this one. Can you please help me come at your service, Father?
Shouldn't it be, can you please help me come to your service?
And it's spelled
C-U-M.
C-U-M. Yeah, that's
I
not
see
clever
what
at
she
all.
did
Yeah,
there.
she was just a wet
That's
puddle.
right
The
there.
congregation overflowing at the seams. There's now just an army of middle-aged women trying to kick down the door every Sunday.
Well, do you know what's so cute about this? So the further I went down to TikTok, there was this old grandma who came on and she was like, enough now, ladies, enough. He's a man of God. You need to come down. But I also felt like she was trying to suck up to him because she
Oh,
could
yeah.
also tag him. And I was like, you want to sleep with him too.
Father, I'm going to have to come. to your service.
Oh, there we go.
Bravo,
That's
bravo.
classy. That's
We salute
fun.
you, Father Jordan. And just like that, we've come to the end of yet another episode of Saucy Secrets. I need a
I
cold
know.
shower.
I need a strong martini.
Oh, boy.
And a bit of a lie down because we covered a lot this show.
Didn't we?
A lot of dicks.
I mean, we met a man who was paying another man to sleep with his wife because he's too busy.
Sure.
That he met at pickleball.
Yeah, of course they did. And his name is Diego. Of course it is.
I don't.
I
Look,
know.
there's lots about this show that leaves me speechless. And let's not forget we spoke to Girthmasterr from Los Angeles.
Yes, thank you, Girthmasterr. Thank you for sliding into my DMs. And he can slide into my DMs anytime. I just don't know how he would slide in somewhere else. I think it would take a lot of breathing exercises and a lot of lube.
Lots of yoga classes to get ready in anticipation. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell all your pervy mates about it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you next week.
See you next week.
Saucy secrets.